let's maybe talk about the strange idea that maybe there might not be a country for old men.
Oh god, this
What?
movie. Jesus Christ.
Right?
What does that even mean?
What does it mean? Dylan, can you break this one down for us? You were so eager to talk about movies last week.
Yeah, so No Country for Old Men basically started out, I thought it was gonna be like another old western, but I think it was in like the 70s or 80s or whatever it looked like it was set in. Basically,
It's kind of a western.
Yeah, where like this one like random guy stumbles upon like a group of like dead bodies and trucks and shit, and then it turns out it was part of some kind of drug exchange and money. So he gets the money and he's like on the run from like this psychopathic murderer guy who fucking kills everybody he comes in contact with. So the entire movie,
everybody.
well, almost everybody. It's made very clear that he likes to kill people for no reason. So it's literally the whole movie about this psychopathic guy chasing down this other guy who's apparently really good at what he does and like escaping and putting two and two together. And then, like, at the very end, like, as he's, like, escaping everything, the guy just fucking dies, and, like, everybody else dies as well, and, like, the psychopathic guy doesn't get... I don't think he ends up getting the money, but then eventually it just, like, ends up getting, like, some kind of fucking car accident, and just walks away, and then, like, that's how the movie ends. But yeah, it was very interesting. The graphics were very well done.
The graphics.
Why do you keep saying
I don't know why I said graphics.
movie.
The fucking... Anyway... But, yeah, I thought the acting was pretty well done. The effects were very good. So, yeah.
What was our main character's name?
I don't remember. It was some weird name. It was Llewellyn?
the main character?
Wow, hey, he remembered it.
Was it Llewellyn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
was he really the main character?
Shut up, Nico. We don't need that art house shit in here.
I don't know. I mean, here was, like, my big thing. My big thing about the movie... And it's just because of my, like, preconceived notions about movies that start out the way it did. Where, okay, this guy's a badass, he knows what he's doing, he's getting fucked up here and there, so obviously he's not going to come out of this shit unscathed, but he's going to live. And then for some reason, they just kill him off screen, even though he was, like, fully prepared and escaped this guy for, like, 2/3 to 3/4 of the movie. He just fucking dies out of nowhere. Then his wife also just gets murdered by the same guy.
Well, we don't know if she's dead.
Well, I think it's kind of implied, because, you know, he, like, scrapes off the bottom of his shoe, and, like, there was a scene earlier where he fucking kills the rich dude from Zombieland, or whatever, and then he's like, yeah, that guy, he was trying not to get blood on his shoes, so he moved his shoes out of the way. That was my implication of the situation. Gets in a car accident, I was like, oh, he's for sure gonna get caught here, there's no way he's gonna get away, and then he just fucking pays a kid $100 to give him his shirt, puts his arm in a sling and walks off, and that's how the movie ends. I particularly don't like.
Well, that's not how the movie ends, Dylan.
I mean, oh, you're right. It ends with some
we got our end
story.
Monologue from Sheriff Whatchamacallit.
Yeah, that also
Tommy Lee Jones.
I didn't understand the point of the story, and it also was just kind of like I don't know. I just didn't like the ending in general. But yeah, this movie was really good. It just some of the choices that ended up unraveling at the end didn't really sit well with me. But I'll let you guys hear my ratings after everybody else has given theirs, obviously.
I really like this movie, guys. No
Okay.
Country for Old Men. Honestly, I feel like this might just... Unpopular opinion here. I think it might be a masterpiece, in fact. Now, this is more of a neo-Western film, as Dylan had sort of pointed out there. It's one of them newfangled ones, you know? It takes the elements that we are familiar with in your typical Western film, but it sort of like, you know, revitalizes it for the modern age here. Now... a really big character that Dylan didn't really mention there was, in fact, the sheriff, Tommy Lee Jones. Now, this guy, he's our narrator throughout the entire film. He's the one who we started off with and the one who we end it with. And he's got a pretty interesting character arc here that Jackson wanted to talk about.
What the fuck? Why are you pinning this on me, you son of a bitch? You're the one analyzing the movie right now.
You got this, Jackson. I believe in you.
Dude, I'm trying to drink water and eat haichu right now, and you're ruining this for me. Anyways, I'm definitely not gonna fucking live up to the expectations of giving this guy's arc here. But yeah, he's just like some fucking dude that realizes what's going on at the start, and then just slowly, as the movie progresses, just gets more and more depressed about it, seemingly, and until he finally gives up and retires at the very end. Because it's just all fucking too much. You just like can't keep up with the times, kind of thing.
He can't keep up with the times, Jackson. He's an old man. This country, it's changing on him. He just can't handle it anymore. He has a big speech with another old man in it about how fucked up the world is. Perhaps this country, it's too fucked up for these old men, guys. Does this country not allow for these old men to exist within it? Are they perhaps the old men for this country?
This is terrible. God.
I'm lowering my rank just because of that.
Dude, way to go, Nick. You did it.
So, you know, I chose this movie. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of it. Something I really like about it is none of our characters are idiots. Many movies, they not even feel the need, but like the writers, in order to have anything happen and make sense, they make one of their characters be just overwhelmingly stupid in order to create some mistake that all the others can capitalize on.
Yeah, like a bumbling fool.
Yeah, I don't feel that is the case with any of our characters in this movie. They, like, the only thing, like, I don't think this is necessarily being stupid, the only thing that is sort of a bit of a convenience to allow the plot to happen is that Llewellyn doesn't know about the tracking device. But I think that's excusable just because it's set in the 70s, as that's probably pretty new technology. So I think it's believable that he wouldn't necessarily look for that.
I thought you were going to say, like, the fucking mother-in-law or whatever, just, like, telling this random Mexican man about where her son-in-law is staying or whatever.
Nah, I can believe that.
Okay. Women are dumb, after all.
But yeah, you know, I really like this movie's sort of message where, like, it's kind of them trying to discover, like, what is the thing that should propel you forward in life, even though life can be so violent and brutal all the time.
Yeah.
And, you know, each character has their sort of different reasons. Llewellyn is kind of like your classic good guy, where he's just basically competent, and he loves his wife and he's trying to protect her or whatever.
Is he a good guy?
Yeah,
I say he's a good guy.
I don't know if I'd classify him as one. He's a fucking selfish asshole that put
all
her
he
life at
wanted
risk
was the
for
money.
Well, so, like, throughout the film, we see Llewellyn do, like, a lot of good things, you know. However, like, every time he does, he's punished for it almost immediately. For example, he gets a bunch of water to bring back to that Mexican fellow who he saw, and immediately people start getting at him, trying to fucking murder him. Later in the film, before he dies, there's a woman who's like, "Hey there, cowboy, you want to fuck in my room?" And he's like, "Well, I'm married, so I can't do that." And because he went back to his room, where the Mexicans knew he was staying, he gets murdered. Had he been over in the other room, they may have not known where he was, you know?
But he did have the chance to turn the money over and then just walk away
was
with
the other
his
thing.
wife.
Now that I think about it, what was his plan with the money? I don't know if that was ever
To be
stated.
What do you mean,
rich.
what was his plan with the money? Be
Yeah, to
rich,
be rich.
retire.
Well, I guess his
So
plan
his
was
plan
to
was to keep
kill
the money.
the guy chasing him,
Yeah.
which is the only
And
way
then he
he'd be
gets
out
some money.
there.
We don't see how that worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
That's
you
why I
know.
was disappointed when
Homie
he just
did.
The
fucking
best laid
died off
plans.
screen. I'm fine if he dies on screen. I still would have disliked it. What I disliked more was that they killed him off screen, considering the fact, like I said, he survived for 2/3 to 3/4 of the movie up until that point.
Well,
So-
that was just like, you know, the world catching up to him. And, you know, the conclusion the film kind of puts forth is that the reason we keep going on in this world, as ugly as it is because someone has to keep moving forward for the generations coming up behind us, which is what that whole dream speech the guy gives at the end was about. Interesting factoid, this movie is based on a novel by Cormac McCarthy.
Yeah.
And something Cormac McCarthy does with his books is the sort of message at the end of one book will sort of set the like the setting or the plot for the next book. So
Yeah, the one for this was like,
I want to tell it, Nico.
okay, fine, go for
I'm
it.
telling the factoid. You're gonna interrupt me and try and steal
is
this
my
from me.
party.
I listen to video essays on YouTube too, you know.
Okay, fine.
Anyway, the message at the end of this one is like, you have to carry the torch forward for the generations coming after you. And the book he writes immediately after this one is The Road, which
Oh,
for
I
those of
have
you
seen
familiar
that.
is about, yeah, it's about a father and his son who are in a post-apocalypse that are just moving forward. And the father at some point literally says, well, we have to carry the torch. It's like, oh. But, and I fucking, one of my favorite lines in this movie is, when Anton Chigurh is facing off against Woody Harrelson, and he says, if the rule brought you to this, of what use was the rule? Mm-hmm. I think that's a fantastic line. I fucking love that one.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Now, Hunter, you've been awfully quiet throughout this whole thing. What exactly did you think about No Country for Old Men?
Yeah, I mean, it's a cool story. Good characters, good acting. The villain's really creepy and really good at his job. So I like a good villain in movies. It just adds depth.
Yeah.
I get it. It's a take on modern society and messaging. Keep that crap out of my movies, man. All right? I don't think I'm as far as Dylan is, but like I just don't feel like there was that much resolution in the movie for me, so that definitely impacted my grade on it.
Yeah.
I just want to see the bad guy get killed in the end. Is that too much to ask?
That's what I was saying.
Now, that dang old car accident.
Imagine he shows up to the wife's house after Josh Brolin dies. All right, they sit down,
and she goes bang
and
bang.
she
She
just
lights
pulls
that
a
sucker
gun
up
from under the desk and ices him right there. S tier movie. All right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now, don't you get it, guys? He was flipping coins to determine these other people's lives, and then he gets in a car crash, which is like a metaphorical coin flip for his own life.
Shut up.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Damn it, dude.
But Hunter, what about the theme of the horrible things the money does to people? We see it constantly throughout this film.
Yeah, but like, is that really what it is? Because it just feels like this dude was hunting him down, not even for the money at certain points. He was just doing it because he's like, yeah, no, I'm gonna kill this dude. Which, like, I get that, you're a psychopath, whatever.
Well, I think it may have been like a pride thing in that scenario. It's like he fucking harmed his pride because, you know, he stole his money and he was evading him.
Well, was it his money in the first place?
No, it was the, like, those bankers' money.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and like,
Anton
why
was
did he
hired
do
by
all
them
that?
to go and get
Why
it.
did he do all that killing at the beginning of the movie if he didn't even know about the money?
That
I think
stuff
he was
was
aware.
just him being a psychopath.
Exactly.
Well,
So
no,
is it
because
for
he
the money or
also-
is it because he's a psychopath?
No, he acknowledged the
both.
tracker though, so he had to have known about the money.
Yeah, he wasn't after the money. He was just hired to kill the guy who had the money and then bring the money back to the bankers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he killed the bankers, didn't he?
Yes.
He did. So.
So the dude's
he's
just
after the
a
money.
psycho. I don't think he's
Yes.
after the money.
Well, he only did that after they hired a guy to, like, fucking, you know, fix what Anton wasn't able to do or whatever, you know?
Which,
Like, at that point,
he
it was a
didn't
mark
even
against
do.
his pride.
Exactly. So, I don't know, man.
Let's get to the rankings, I guess.
Hang on, I still have a few buzzwords to hammer out here. Fucking manifest destiny, free will, predestination, fucking,
What is
I
this?
don't think I have any other.
Calvinism
I don't think I have any other ones. Christ
versus,
figure.
Yeah,
Crazy.
Calvinism.
The other one,
Woody Harrelson is a Southern Baptist.
he died real
Lou
fast.
Ellen,
I felt like, was there a point to his character in the long run?
Whose character?
Woody
I
Harrelson?
think it was mostly exposition to explain to Lou Ellen who Anton was.
I mean, I guess, but yeah. Also, screw that grandma, bro. Also, a lot of dead
Oh, my
dogs
God,
in this
hate that
movie.
grandma.
Yeah, that made me so
So we
sad.
have one dead dog. Two
No,
dead dogs?
two.
There
There were
was
like
a-
two
three.
dead dogs.
There was at least
Two that were
3.
already dead, and then one that he killed.
Force of
So-
nature. There's we go. That's one more for
Okay.
you.
All right,
Okay.
Okay.
it's such a
right,
well.
now
So
we're
on
getting
the
ready to rank
rankings
it.
here, Hunter, how do you feel about this film?
I'm still rolling over in my head if I'm being too harsh. So I might
You
up
are.
it one because it's a good movie. I just don't like there's no resolution. So I'm gonna give it a B+.
God.
Yikes! What about you, Jackson?
Yeah, I'm going a little higher than B+, and I'm saying it's just a straight S for me, I think.
Ooh.
I like the cut of your jib, Jackson. I'll raise you one. Not actually raise you one. It's not going to S+, but I am giving an S rank as well here.
Ooh.
I'll go ahead and complete this trifecta. I'm also giving it an S.
Oh, shit. Alright, now here's the thing, boys.
Uh-oh.
I gave this movie 2 rankings. I gave it the ranking I want to give it, and I gave it the ranking it probably actually deserves.
Give it the one you want to give it, buddy.
I'll say both of them just for... So, I gave it, for my personal liking, I gave it a B-. Now, what I think this movie deserves, based on the story it tells and the way it portrays it and the effects and everything, I gave it an S-. So, I will give...
I mean, we're running with the B-, my guy.
I will leave it to Jackson which one he wants to put in the code. I think
if that's your ranking...
Yeah,
I gave him both.
I'm using the B-.
Because here's the thing, though, but I also gave it an S- recognizing the caliber of the movie.
Oh, I recognize it's a good movie. It's just like, how many times am I going to watch this again? I don't know.
That's fair.
Infinite.
I'll watch it a couple more times.
I watch it every fucking day.
I rank a movie based on its rewatchability, so that's also part of it.
Anyway, where does that place us, Jackson?
Even with 2 Bs, 3 S's puts it at a solid A-. So unfortunately, it did not get into S tier, which is crazy.
Yikes.
You can give it the S-, my guy. I don't care.
Sucks to suck, Dylan.
It doesn't suck to suck. It
A+.
doesn't bother me.
Oh, okay.
Am I a hater?
That sounds much more reasonable. I was very confused by that.
Did I say A-? We'll watch the clip afterwards.
You did.
You said
did.
A-.
Oopsies.
Ooh.
Okay.